Hi everyone, I'm Ivan, and today I'll be bringing you through milestone 2 for the project BeatIt. So let me begin by opening up the app. What we have now is some changes that we made since milestone 1 is that we have added our own logo rather than a placeholder image, and we now have the login and sign up pages. So if you want to log in, you can click this green button, and there's test credentials that have been added into the README. So it will be ivan@test.sg, and the password is password in no caps. So when you click login, this will authenticate the credentials with the file-based authentication backend, and it will return a UUID, which is used in our own backend to identify some things for the videos and for the audio bookmarks. So currently our homepage is still a placeholder. But we have added since milestone 1, we have revamped our video page and audio page. So starting with audio, you can now import tracks from your device's personal file storage. So for example, if I click on this yellow button here, import tracks, I can click that, and you open up the device's native file system. So you can open any folder that is inside your phone. So for me, I have put my test data in the downloads folder under test data. So one issue we realized is that the Android does not allow apps to access the pure download folder, but you can still able to use any other nested folders you have inside of this. So for another test data, I open audio and click use this folder. I've pressed allow, all these tracks will be available. So for example, I want to listen to the reg music, and click this. And what I see is that this bottom mini player has changed its icon, and it has a title in the center. You're able to play pause from this, and in the future we will add the functionality to add the favorites through this heart-shaped button. By clicking on this mini player, you are able to access the dedicated audio playback page. So over here, you can also play pause, as well as add bookmarks to the audio track. For example, I want to pause this, I want to add a bookmark at say 135, and I call this bookmark, I'll call it the start. Then create bookmark, and once the audio begins playing again, the bookmark button will appear. Even if I skip to another timestamp, and I will continue playing, so if I press this bookmark button, it will change my scrubbing point back to the whatever timestamp the bookmark is located at. Besides this, you can also add other tracks to queue. For example, by long pressing on the button, you add a track to the queue. However, if you just click it immediately, you actually replace the currently played audio, similar to how Spotify works. For example, I can press on waves, and you immediately change. I can go back to the audio player and skip to the next, and Hunted has appeared. So let me try creating a few bookmarks here. Pause. So as you remember just now, during the rec soundtrack, we had added a few bookmarks in. Then if you come back, the bookmarks should have reappeared. However, this is a bug that is happening because our backend has been turned off due to some cost issues with the cloud services. But if you run it locally, this will don't have such issues. So besides that, the playlists are currently still placeholders, and that will be worked on in the next milestone. Furthermore, we can also move on to the videos page. On the videos page, you have a similar UI to the audio page, where you can import your videos from the file system as well. Similarly, when you click on this, you can go find your videos, and you can use this folder to import all the videos that are in that file folder. So let's say I want to watch this video. there's an issue with some different file types, and that I currently am still trying to figure out what is the reason for it, but sometimes some files will just be black, but others will give you the proper video. So this video player gives you the ability to scrub through to different timestamps, as well as pause. I'll change the volume. So this is what we currently have for milestone 2. In the next milestone, we also try to add in our audio overlay feature. With what we have a placeholder video editing page, but it crashes at some times right now because of an issue with FFmpeg, which is the library you are going to use to edit the videos. And that is about it for the front end of our of BeatIt currently for milestone 2. Moving on to the back end, I will give a short overview of what it is, and what I have here is a small diagram of the user flow and how the front end will interact with the back end. So at the start, when you first go to the login page, you send a login request, you send an authentication request to Firebase, which will then return with valid or invalid. Similarly, you can go to the register page and you can send a user creation request, which will create a new user in the Firebase database. That is it for authentication. For the media playback pages, currently because of the cost of cloud, we have turned it off, but the idea is that we are able to store and retrieve media files from AWS S3 for persistent storage on any device, even if it's not currently on your local device. And so what we have from here is that for audio and video page, you can either call to the S3 to retrieve the files, or you can also go back to your device's native file system to retrieve files, as I have demonstrated just now. For our audio playback page, there's also another additional thing, which is for our bookmarks, where you are able to retrieve the existing bookmarks from the Postgres database, and as well as on the bookmark creation page, which is the other page I showed, you're able to create new bookmarks, which will be stored in this database for future use, so that when you reopen the app, your information is still contained inside it. This is the other diagram. So this is how we are running. This box over here is the phone system, where our video and audio processing services can access the local file system to cache the files that are uploaded to the S3 as well. So we are trying to reduce the amount of data usage by users. These will be able to send post requests to our Cloud Run server, which will run our API, and other information such as the bookmarks can be stored in this Cloud SQL, which is Postgres inside, and for media files, it will be sent to AWS S3 with a NoSQL database. And here is our Firebase, which is used for authentication. And this is a brief overview of the features for both audio and video pages which it runs. So for the video page, you can upload files and you can play files. And within the video playing, you can also create bookmarks similar to how we have done for audio. You can normalize the volume, add annotations for future reference for note taking, so that other dancers are able to see what they are doing wrong. And you can also do audio cross-fading, audio alignment, which is our the main feature that you want to implement, which will allow you to replace the audio in the video tracks with a clearer, sharper audio, the original audio file itself. Yes. And on the audio page, we will also have similarly file upload and track playing, which has been implemented already. Next up will be playlist creation, which allows you to store different audio files in a set and play them at concurrent and use them as a playlist. And following that, on the audio playback page, you can currently have implemented bookmark creation, but in the future we will implement beat selection, which allows you to choose the beats per minute of the song, so it will help you count for your different aids. As for our timeline, milestone 2 we have done with bookmark creation, audio playback, and a bunch of stuff. For milestone 3, what we want to do is work on the settings page, do the BPM, create the playlist, reduce audio noise, and also change the video editing page to work properly. And that is about it for milestone 2. Thank you for listening.